You're listening to Casey Forum with Kathy Quinn. Public affairs with an entertaining spin.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to KC Forum. It is Public Affairs with an entertaining spin. Kathy Quinn here. And this weekend, we are going to find out about Men's Health Month and how men are taking care of themselves just as much as women, facials. They're getting weight loss advice, all that stuff. We're going to have Dr. Mirabile on and talk about his many weight loss as well as other services that they have. And we will find out all about the Bishop Sullivan Center and what they do with Project Eldercool. First up, we have Dr. James Mirabile in studio, and Dr. Mirabile, gynecologist, obstetrician, but now he has branched out over the last several years, including not only taking care of women, but men as well. Welcome to the show. Why did you get involved with the Health and Wellmobile, which is a program that we have been doing for the last year or so?
In order to reach out beyond our regular patients in the office, on a daily basis, just to spread information, medical information. The program is exciting. It's out there, almost daily, notifying people and giving education. And I just felt like, what we do here for both gynecology, weight loss, just beauty, health, and wellness overall would be beneficial. And, we try to change our topics monthly. Like the month of June, we did Men's Health Month. And, it's just been a really worthwhile venture for us to get the word out there on good health care.
And you know what? You talk about women a lot. I understand that, gynecology, that type of thing. But what is so nice about it is that men are now, is this right? They are coming back and they want to take care of themselves a little bit better. So rather than just 1 month a year, you want to take care of men all the time.
Well, as a board-certified gynecologist, I delivered babies for 17 years, and then when I stopped delivering babies, focused, more on just the whole woman, herself, and hormone therapy. And it's really interesting how men became a subject in the practice, treating women with hormone therapy and getting them feeling good and bringing back libido, energy, health. They started bringing in their husbands, and I'm a gynecologist, and I don't take care of men, but it almost forced us to start looking at men in a way that we've treated women, but never really addressed the hormonal problems that men experience. So I brought on other providers, and we now treat both sexes in the same manner with hormone therapy.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so there is hormone replacement therapy for men. And
we make hormones just like you do.
Okay, see, and we wouldn't even have thought of that. I mean, obviously, it's yes, that is true, but you wouldn't think that it would affect the men the way it would the women.
We're in a different generation, Kathy. We're dealing with a generation that wants to look good and feel good, and that applies to both sexes. And we treat men over at the cosmetic center. Facials, hair removal, treating, skin. Everybody wants to look younger and feel good. The hormonal portion came about, men make hormones just like women, and we run out of hormones just like women do. It's always been, tradition, we blame everything on the woman. The woman doesn't want to do this, so
right.
That's why this happens. And there's, libido issues. It's the woman's fault. Until you start really treating women as a whole and seeing that it's not always the woman. A lot of times it's the guys.
Right.
And we have a whole regimen utilizing a dear friend of mine who we lost back in November, Gino Titera, using his method of Sotopel hormone pellet therapy, restoring natural testosterone levels with a simple insert just twice a year of a small pellet, looks like a little Tic Tac. And, the symptoms of low testosterone are in many ways similar to what a woman experiences also in perimenopause or menopause.
Oh, and that's what I was going to ask you. How does this affect a man, the low testosterone level?
Fatigue, weight gain, low libido. In a lot of cases, impotence can be treated. Foggy headedness, poor sleep quality, depression, anxiety. It's the same symptoms that women will have. Women generally will present with hot flashes and night sweats. Mm-hmm. Men get those because we're not dependent on the hormone estrogen. But everything else that's dependent on testosterone can suffer.
All right, so let's get the man better. I know it was June, and we're now in July right now, but this is Men's Health Month. It was in June. How, if there's a woman out there listening right now, she's saying, oh my gosh, that sounds like my husband. How can we get him in? I mean, you say they're coming in more and more.
Right. We see men every day. We have a large practice that takes care of the male population. Simply, they can contact us at the office. They can go to our website at www.mirabilemd.com. The office number is 913-888-SKIN. That's SKIN. They can call us. We can get them in for an appointment with our practitioners. And June is past us now. Men's Health Month, we categorize month as different health topics. It's a yearly thing. It's a daily treatment for everybody. We just stress more during those months the importance of men's health.
All right, let's talk about men and women getting older, gaining weight. That is such a thing, with people that I talk to, around my age, around your age. What can we do for it? You say that it's similar as they get older because of, the low levels.
The hormones play a critical role. That's why we brought in hormone therapy in the first place with our Medi Weight Loss, which is another division of the practice. Very successful program. We've lost over 36,000 pounds since 2010 when we started. But men need these services too. And we have, metabolism issues. Decreased metabolism causes more weight gain. But it all varies and coincides with your hormone levels. So by combining all the practices together under one roof, we can do a one-stop shop, take care of the hormone problems, take care of the weight issues, and hormone replacement therapy. And I can still be a gynecologist and take care of my women and operate and do the things that I enjoy doing also.
Right, absolutely. And you talked about 34,000 pounds, talking about the weight that your clients have lost in all that time. And it's not just going in and saying, okay, here, take this, eat this, do that. It's counseling. You people, your folks in there, they want to make sure that these people keep the weight off.
Kathy, I tell everybody I'm blessed. I have 25 phenomenal ladies that I get to work with every day, and they all have a part that they play in making it successful. And as far as the weight management, they spend the time. It's a lifestyle change, and we all live that. And, we develop bad habits. It teaches you what you can eat, what you can't eat, when you can go out to dinner still and eat a good meal without having to worry about gaining weight. It's a transitional process. It's a three-phased program. And, the staff here is caring and very concerned about everybody's well-being, and they work together in achieving those goals.
Have you used part of your experience? I know that you kind of got into this because of, mothers and aunts and people in your family. You wanted to take care of women. Is that correct?
Right. Obstetrics and gynecology were my primary interest when I started and went into my vocation in life. But as, everything changes and you start seeing, our future with healthcare and everything else, prevention is key. If we don't start taking care of ourselves, the government is not going to be taking care of us down the road. So it's our generation, Kathy, that's going to be most affected by all the changes. So we really need to take care of us. And, I've done through all three, portions of the program with the hormone therapy, the weight loss, and the cosmetic side. We see more and more men utilizing the cosmetic portion just for skin rejuvenation and protection and things like that. And, I'll be the first to attest. It works. It's not difficult. And it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun at the practice.
All right. Now, if folks want to find out more, let's say that there's some men out there and they go, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if this will help. But let's say that they're tired. They're depressed. They feel horrible that they've gained weight and they don't know what to do about it. I mean, all they can do is just come in and talk.
It's a free consult, Kathy.
Yeah.
People can come in, make an appointment, give us a call or go online, and it's a free consultation, tell them what we can do. And it's not just about the women, it's about the men too. And, we have the same complaints and concerns and want to look good and feel good and,
Right.
and take care of ourselves.
That's, what, I think that is hilarious because I work with a lot of guys too who, they're going in to get hair removal, believe it or not.
Yep.
And
Yes.
yeah, you do that also.
Yeah, we do hair removal on men. We do hair removal on women. We do facial skin rejuvenation on both men and women, Botox, cosmetic fillers. Both men and women get these services. You know, men are in the real world too, and there's competition in the workforce and, you know, people seeking different jobs and opportunities. Men have to look good, and so it works really well when you're able to combine both the weight loss, the cosmetics, the hormone therapy all in one. And we can treat the whole person, whether they're a male or a female.
All right, and that's the thing, the whole person. I think that's the key. Dr. James Mirabile, thank you so very much. And people don't have to be at home feeling, oh, I feel horrible, I feel depressed, I feel down, I'm old. It's the beginning. If they get to doing what they need to do you know what I'm saying? If they, you know that, you see these people all the time.
I've done it myself, and it works, and you know, it's not any fun not feeling great.
Yeah.
The aging process is not that good to us. So.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mirabile, and we'll talk to you next month.
Kathy, it's always great talking with you, too. You take care.
All right. We got more on the way.
Bye-bye.
Stay with us.
Hang on, there's more on the way with Kathy Quinn and KC Forum.
I'm Larry Ryan with Ryan Lawn and Tree. I started my forestry career trying to save American elms from extinction. 40 years later, I'm watching the emerald ash borer eliminate every unprotected tree in the United States. Ryan's industry-leading arborists specialize in saving ash trees. The time to act is now before it's too late. If you have a healthy ash tree, Ryan can save your tree. Go to ryanlawn.com or call 913-381-1505. That's 381-1505. Call now.
All right, if you're just tuning in right now, you're listening to KC Forum, where we are going to talk about this heat. Oh my goodness, some of the days last week were so hot, but Project Elder Cool's out there helping the folks who need it with air conditioning units. So let's get to it. It was definitely hot. I have Chanel Zach on the line with me right now talking about Project Elder Cool. Imagine, okay, we're going to get in our car real fast. You know, it's hot for a minute, and then we've got the air on and it's fine. But imagine these people, these elderly and these needy folks, they're in their home and they don't cool off. They can't cool off because they don't have a working air conditioner. It's just unbelievable.
Absolutely, absolutely. They do everything that they can with little fans, with blocking all of their windows, with trying to open up any ventilation they can, but still we walk in there and immediately you start sweating. I can't imagine.
All right, so about a week ago, we were fortunate enough to go along on an installation of an air conditioning unit, one of thousands that the Project Elder Cool Bishop Sullivan Center has given out since, gosh, what year? What year did you guys start?
In 2000.
In 2000, okay. So over those years, you've given away more than 5,000 air conditioning units. And the other day we said, okay, let's go with you on one of these calls. And the woman, and I won't say her name, said, oh my goodness, I just called you yesterday. She goes, and here you are today. I mean, that had to feel good for you guys.
Absolutely. We do our absolute best to get right into their houses. We try to get in within, if we can, on the same day. Sometimes we have to do even maybe a day later. But as soon as they're calling us, we know that this is a real need, and we really don't want them to be suffering any longer than necessary.
And, you know, the lady that we're talking about, we can talk about numbers and stats and all that kind of stuff. But when you meet that human, that person, and it affects them, she apparently had some medical issues, older lady. And when you would go upstairs where some people were living in her home, there's several people living in their home, it was stifling, was it not?
Absolutely. It was hard to breathe in there, even for me.
Oh, my goodness. So you put the unit up there, and she said, oh, my gosh, we don't have to sleep on the floor anymore. We've been sleeping on the floor low to the ground so that it wouldn't be as hot. And just, my gosh, you know, it's called Project Elder Cool, guys. I'm very passionate about it because I've seen it firsthand, how it works, what it does. And, of course, Bishop Sullivan Center collects all these air conditioning units, and Chanel's going to tell us. Now, you haven't been with the center very long, right?
Right. I just started this month.
Okay, so, but it's gotten in your blood now.
Absolutely. I think every day, as soon as I see the temperature, you know, on my phone when I open up, I think, oh no, I'm so lucky to have air conditioning, but really I need to get back into the office to take more calls and get these ACs out to the people who need it.
All right, tell us the process, Chanel.
Absolutely. So first thing, a client may have heard about our program, maybe through, the news or something like that, and then they'll call in and we walk them through their application, just get their basic info, hear about their situation and what's going on, and then assuming that they don't have any air conditioning in their home and they fit our qualifications, and then we get them scheduled for their AC installation. It's pretty quick and simple.
Some of them, not all of them, are eligible for what? Help with the electricity?
Absolutely. We add $100 to their electric account because we don't want their financial situation to inhibit them from using the air conditioner to add any extra stress to their lives. We really want them to be able to use it.
All right. So how was this week? Were the phones just ringing off the hook, or how did it go?
Yeah, we've been swamped. We've had calls coming in nonstop. We're scheduling out a couple days even. That's pretty big for us. And we're coming close on having installed 100 air conditioners already this summer, and that's pretty quick, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what you've got are people that volunteer to help install them. You've also got other guys like the air conditioning guys. They're so cute. I just think
Aren't they? Don't you love their shirts?
their shirts say air conditioning guy. I mean, they're just darling. And they help install these. And then you've got volunteers. We had KCP&L the other day come out and help. But you need folks to donate. They can donate cash. They can donate a brand new unit. How do they get involved with that?
Absolutely. On our website, you can go and you can donate specifically for an air unit, or you can donate toward the electric accounts like we were talking about. You can do that online, or you can call in and do that as well, or you can even mail in your donation. All of that makes this possible. We wouldn't be running this at all if it weren't for our donors and our community sponsors.
All right. And so this all started way back when because there were several deaths during the summer.
Yeah, there's 21 heat-related deaths one summer. Isn't that awful?
Horrible.
Absolutely. And just there was no solution to this problem as the summer was heating up, and that's why we started, because we said something needs to happen. We can't go on like this. We have to care for our neighbors.
All right. And so the Bishop Sullivan Center, named after Bishop Sullivan, who was Bishop John Sullivan of the Diocese of Kansas City, St. Joseph, who had a very special place in his heart for the needy, for the poor in the community. And so they named the center after him. And it's unbelievable, all of the things that the Bishop Sullivan Center does to help people, not give them a handout, but what I love to quote Tom, Tom always talks about it, a hand up, not a handout. I love that. And that's exactly what you guys do. You job train, you help with all sorts of different programs. But this particularly, I mean, this is an immediate need in the community.
Yeah, it's right here. It's today. This isn't something way out, but this is getting them independent, getting them even feeling good enough to get to a self-sustaining point. We really want to help people live better lives, whatever that looks like.
And feels like.
Absolutely.
Like. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so the phone calls, let's say, the last couple of days. Do you guys sleep on the weekends, or you just keep going?
We do rest once in a while, but they keep us busy for sure.
All right. And so if somebody's out in the community and they know a neighbor that possibly may qualify for this, kind of give us the requirements.
Yeah, that makes a really good point, that a huge part of this project is simply checking on your neighbors and making sure that they're doing okay this summer. Maybe they haven't heard about this program, so the more you can check on everyone who may qualify, the better. So we mainly serve people who are over the age of 65 and then that are within 150% of the poverty line. And then on top of that, in certain circumstances, we can work with people who have disabilities connected to like respiratory issues that, they can't be breathing this really hot, muggy air, and if that's really keeping them from living healthily, then we want to help with that as well.
All right. When I was there, the side room had, I would say, maybe 3 dozen air conditioning units. How are you looking now?
We have stacks of them right now. We've gotten shipments in. Just as we've gotten more and more calls, we've had to keep ordering them from to get those more and more coming in. So, absolutely. But the donations that we've been getting have enabled us to keep ordering these and keep them coming in. That's been so helpful.
And then we've talked about, obviously, the volunteers in the community, but we've also have not mentioned the sponsors besides KCP&L. Name those sponsors, because without them, you wouldn't be able to do this.
Right. They've been so incredibly helpful. So like you said, KCP&L, and then AB May has been so helpful with servicing central air units that we hear about that just aren't working. So if we can get those working so we don't have to add a whole new unit, then we'd rather do that. And we have a great partnership with them, as well as Mr. Goodsense Subs and Pasta. They've been a wonderful sponsor as well.
Very good. So it takes everybody in the community to help out. And that's what the Bishop Sullivan Center has always been about, my goodness, for years and years, helping everybody in the community. If you'd like to help, what's the website?
BishopSullivan.org.
BishopSullivan.org. Or if you'd like to call and find out, hey, I'd like to, maybe it's not with the air conditioners. Maybe you want to, I don't know, help in the pantry. If you want to help with the training, whatever, give them a call, 816-231-0984. And then, good, I'm glad I got that right.
Yeah.
And I've been calling it for years, for goodness sake. And it's Project Elder Cool. And it's to keep folks in the community from dying of this heat, because it doesn't take long. That's the point. You know, with these young people, with the elderly, it just takes a matter of just a little bit of time, especially if they haven't been eating, if they're not, drinking properly. It's going to just take a matter of little time.
Right, exactly. And then add any health problems on top of that, and it becomes increasingly dangerous.
All right. Project Elder Cool, Chanel Zach, thank you so much. And, hey, welcome to the Bishop Sullivan Center.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking with me.
All right. We'll talk soon.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. We got more on the way. Stay with us.
Hang on, there's more on the way with Kathy Quinn and KC Forum.
Off the Floor Woodwork is an art gallery in the heart of Waldo, 7142 Warnell. Wall art, custom wood furniture, plantation shutters, and personalized hand-painted wooden signs are displayed in the family-run showroom. Master woodworker and artist Ian Byrne leads his team of talented artists to come up with their creative designs from reclaimed lumber. Off the Floor Woodwork, 816-423-3336, or check them out at offthefloorwoodwork.com. Off the Floor Woodwork, 7142 Warnell.
Kathy Quinn here on the line, and I've got Kylie Bliss with me to talk about something that's very, very close to her heart. We're going to be talking within the next 10 minutes about a very special conference coming up, Kylie. How are you involved in this DreamWork conference on concussion?
Well, we just started planning it a couple months ago. We kind of threw it together really kind of quickly because we really wanted to have it done this year, kind of before school picks up again in the fall, and make sure that all the athletes, parents, coaches, schools, everyone's on the same page when it comes to concussions.
Okay, that's huge. I mean, they're talking about it all the time in the news because of all the kids that play sports, because of the NFL players, who've been injured in the past, and they're seeing what the residuals of what's happened from their injuries. So let's talk about teamwork makes the dream work.
I think we can really point out that, it does take a team, and it takes the entire team to be on the same page and everyone kind of looking out for the same things, because if one of those people are not maybe understanding the long-term consequences, the athlete is at risk.
All right, so just to let everybody know out there, during your sophomore year in high school, you actually had 2 concussions within 2 months while playing basketball. That was at Blue Valley High School. What has happened since then?
It's been a long couple years, I guess. I still have symptoms. I still have headaches every day. Dizziness is still a major thing. But kind of through that time and, working with different doctors and all my family and stuff, I kind of decided that I had 1 of 2 options, and I could either let it define me or I could do something to help other people. And so that is what I've chosen to do in sharing my story and kind of getting the word out about concussions.
Okay, so you've created the Heads Up Foundation for PCS. PCS is post-concussion syndrome. Post-concussion syndrome. All right, how do you know that you've had a concussion? What does it feel like?
Oh, yeah, that it's hard to describe. You just kind of, it's different than any headache that you've ever had. It's very intense. The dizziness was something that I'd never experienced, and just everything's fuzzy. It's hard to comprehend almost anything, I forgot my name, my phone number, my address. And so I don't remember it, so to describe kind of how that felt is difficult. Mm-hmm. But I can describe how PCS feels, and that's, I've had a headache every day for 4 years.
Oh, boy.
I don't remember what it's like to not have a headache.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you learn to deal with it and just get through.
Okay, but when you were playing sports, just like any kid, like any athlete, they want to get back in there. They want to get back in there and, play. And after your first concussion, people asked you, how do you feel? That type of thing. You wanted to get back in the game.
Exactly. I had already missed a month, and that's for an athlete way too long. And so I really did everything that I could to get back in the game, which included lying and hiding my symptoms, which ultimately got me to where I am today. But I think that's for an athlete. Any athlete is going to do absolutely whatever they can to get back in there and play.
Okay, so what are some of the symptoms?
Dizziness, headache, sensitivity to light, noise, forgetfulness, memory issues like that. It can even be as far as speech, tiredness, anything like that. Pretty much any cognitive thing is a symptom.
I recall long ago, probably, before you and my son was playing soccer, and he was a small guy, and a taller guy hit him into the wall. It was indoor soccer and banged him on the head. I mean, he was out. And it was his coach who told me, shrug it off. Come on. He was a former Marine. And he said, shrug it off. You can do that. My husband was out of town, or I would have, I don't know why I didn't take him to the emergency room, but I figured the coach would know. I mean, are coaches,
Exactly.
Are they more, are they getting better educated now about these types of injuries?
I hope so, but I know that is a huge issue. Is as a coach, you do want to push your athlete. That is the athlete mentality, and that's sports. You've got to be the best that there is. But at the same time, you can do that with maybe other injuries, but you cannot do it with a brain injury. And I think that that's something that maybe coaches aren't aware of. And so I hope that education. One day, my hope is that concussion education, is required for coaches of all age, because it's not just professional and it's not just college. It's all the way down to little league and youth, and so I think that that's really important, that everyone is educated on the long-term effects. Okay,
so Ms. Kylie Bliss, what grade are you now?
I'm a sophomore at KU.
You're a sophomore at KU. No sports, right?
Nope.
Okay, so what are you doing then? You're obviously with the Heads Up Foundation and you're having this conference. Is this, you said you didn't want the sports to define you as a person. I think we all have those things we'd like, ourselves to be defined as. So what are you able to do? Obviously, try to educate folks. You're probably good at many, many things, but you wanted sports to be it, right?
Exactly. I grew up on sports, so that's just what I figured I was supposed to do and what I would always do. I never looked at it as something that could be taken away. But now, kind of like what I want to do long term, I want to go into nursing and possibly, education, obviously what I'm doing now, but be able to help the patients who've had concussions and have gone through that. So I kind of turned it around from sports into being able to take a career out of helping people.
Do you think that people are getting better educated? Do you think that they're becoming more aware? I mean, back when my son was younger, concussion. Okay, get up, go to sleep, you'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I think we've definitely come a long way, even in the past 4 years. 4 years ago, I didn't even know what a concussion was, and I don't think it was something that was really talked about. But with all the media and everything going on today, I think people are aware. They question it now. I think we still have a long way to go, but they're at least aware of what a concussion is and what they can do to kind of prevent it.
If you'd like more information, go to headsupkc.org, headsupkc.org. And this is a time where people can learn what everybody else is learning. It's kind of like the infant stages of learning about these concussions, really.
I think it's very important to just be educated. If you're educated, you can, step up and stop those things, and that's the first step.
The concussion conference is over now. We know that, but still a lot of questions out there. Maybe you'll have another conference. So if you'd like to go to headsupkc.org, find out more about it, find out maybe some answers. You don't know what it's all about. And of course, this is a big topic because of sports and all, but it's not just sports as we've been talking.
There's no point in taking a chance. If it's during the day, you could go to your primary care or a minute clinic, things like that, but definitely see someone, and if possible, a specialist in concussions.
Go to headsupkc.org. And Kylie Bliss, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck getting the word out about concussions. Well, that's it for us this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to drop me a line, it's Kathy.Quinn@WDAFTV4.com. And thank you to Katie Connors, our executive producer, Andrina Byrne, associate producer, Ed Walker getting us on the air, and the Elders allowing us to use their music as bumper music. You can look them up, eldersmusic.com. Till next weekend, see ya.
It's KC Forum with Kathy Quinn.